Most of us have this popular belief that the people who get frequent promotions or get promotions pretty fast, they are the people who play puppet to the manager or to the management. As a HR with all my experience, I'm here to confirm you that there are only 5 to 10% of people who take that route. Rest 90 to 95% of people achieve that by their sheer dedication and hard work, and most importantly their strategy to reach a particular level. Today I'm here to discuss that strategy with you all so that you can also plan your career success well. So on that note, let's get started. This video is powered by KR. Number 1, the very important step, start with a plan. Most of the people, especially beginners, they land onto their first job without any goal. I mean, getting the job is their ultimate goal. Once they reach there, they are just busy enjoying and exploring the company, the job, maybe the campus, whatnot, but they do not have any specific goal in their head. If you start anywhere without any plan in your head, then you are going to go with the flow, and that won't take you to the place you want to go faster. You might reach ultimately, but that will be through various distractions and routes which are not necessary at all. And here by plan, I mean a rough idea in your head that what you actually want to do in this job. Now you have come here, what's your plan? Do you plan to be in the same position for the next 2 years? Do you plan to work in the same technology for next 3 years? Do you plan to be in the same team for next 1 year? Answering these crucial questions will give you an idea and direction so that you can put effort in that particular direction. Say for example, you joined in a company and you joined a particular team, but you are not really interested in that work. In your head, you know that you will serve the minimum time required here in this team, and the moment you get a chance, you are going to switch to some team B. Now if you have this plan already in your head, if someday you get an opportunity to do some work for the team B, you will not miss that opportunity because you know that is a part of your plan. That is in the direction where you want to go. But if you're just distracted, you do not know where you want to go, what the plan is, then even if the opportunity comes, you'll let it go thinking, oh, that's not my job. That manager is simply dumping their own work to me. Because you are distracted, you have yet not figured out what you really want to do, and tomorrow you might realize that that was something that you wanted to do, but by then it will be too late. So that is the importance of plan. You need not to have like step-by-step plan for every single month, no, but there should be a rough direction estimate in your head that you have landed somewhere in a company. Next, what you want to do with that job. Then you have to figure out what are the policies, you have to align your task according to that, and you have to implement the other steps that I'm just going to discuss with you. Now coming to step number 2, which is make your KPIs your Bible. KPIs are your key performance indicators. They are different from your KRAs, which are your key responsibility areas. KPIs are the indicators which indicate how you performed in a particular area. For example, your one job was to write code. So the indicator which will determine that how you performed in writing code is your KPI. Say for example, there was no mistake, or you produced so many code lines in a particular day or a week. So that can be your KPI, while your KRA is coding. So that's how it works. If you really want to see a dedicated video on KPI and how these things are done and calculated in a company, do mention that in the comment section. If I get enough comments about that, I'll make sure that I do a dedicated video on KPIs only. So now the trick to get maximum promotions and fast promotions is that whatever you do in your day-to-day or in your monthly goal, yearly goal, every single thing should be aligned with your KPIs, and you're not wasting any single moment in doing something else which is not in line with your KPIs. And now one more thing. For example, you have 10 KPIs. All the 10 KPIs will have a bracket or a ratio attached to it. Say for example, there are 10 KPIs and a KPI number 2 has a score of 10 in it. Now even if you do like 200% in that second KPI, you'll only get 10 marks in it, if you get the point, out of 100. So you do not want to waste all your effort in just doing one thing, because then you'll maximize the cap of that particular KPI. The score of rest KPIs will also matter. If you perform really good in one KPI, you'll get like full on marks in that KPI, which will be 10. But if you do not touch the other KPIs, maybe you missed one KPI by all means you didn't do anything on it, then it will be 0 for you there, and it will impact your overall score. And the promotions and the hikes are decided basis that. In most of the companies, the scores are then tagged to certain brackets. For example, if you scored above 50, then you'll get meet expectation. If you are scoring 70, you get exceed expectation or something of that sort. If you are less than 50, then it's like not meeting the expectation, and if it is below, say for example 30, then you are on PIP or something of that sort. So it's very important that you pay attention that how you are scoring and you're not missing out on any KPI. So if you go by that, if you make KPI your Bible and everything that you do is in line with that KPI and you're not wasting your time on anything else, then for sure you are going to move really quickly up the ladder. And you will only do this when you are aware. So make sure that you pay really close attention on your KPIs and then you align your day-to-day activities as per that. Now moving on to the next point, which is do not waste your time on back burner tasks. Now in every company, every team, every profile, there are few tasks that put you in visibility. That means they give you the visibility, and there are few tasks that nobody knows that you do. So you have to make sure that you're balancing these things. If you want to climb the ladder fast, you have to put focus on those visibility oriented tasks rather than your backburning task. And even if somebody tries to put you purposely on backburning tasks, then make sure that you say no, because then you will be just busy doing those tasks and nobody will ever know what you are doing, for how long you are doing. So make sure that you say no at the right time so that you can save your time and you can focus it on the right things. Now moving on to the next tip, which is build a cross-functional rapport. By cross team, I mean that build your rapport with other teams as well. You can build this rapport by helping others in other teams, or you can build that rapport by simply approaching them or just greeting them whenever possible, asking them how their work is going, what are the projects they are working on. Building this cross-team rapport really helps you scale up quickly. Why? Because your name will be recommended by more people than just your own team, and this goes a long way. When calibrations are done for promotions, and when apart from your manager, somebody else, some other team's manager is also taking your name for promotions, that means a lot. That means there is something about you which everybody needs to notice, and in those cases the possibility will increase for you to get that promotion. So make sure that you do not shy away or you do not avoid helping other people. If you build that rapport, it will serve you in the long run. Next tip on the list is keep record of all your achievements. No matter how small or big it is, you have to document it. If you have not documented it, nobody will ever know that you did a great job. Request that client who just gave you verbal appreciation over the call. You can always ask them, can you please send me a written appreciation? And they will for sure send. You can request them that this will help you a lot, and believe me, nobody says no to this. So make sure that you do not shy away and you do not feel reluctant in asking the written appreciation. If somebody is appreciating you, get it on the email right away before it gets too late, because if you have all the documented proof, then you can show it at the right time when it's time for you to speak for yourself, or at the time of self-rating you can attach the proofs and you can show it. And similar to this one is our next point, which is do not rely on verbal promises. If your manager or senior manager or somebody from the management or client have given you a verbal promise for something, say for example your manager says, hey, this time it wasn't possible, I promise you after 6 months I'll give you a promotion, I'll give you a mid-year hike. That is all good, but you have to take that in written. Either there are two ways to take it in written. Either you can simply request that person that it would be great if you can send me an email regarding the same so that I have a track of it, or we have a track of it. Or if you are too hesitant to ask that directly, what you can do is, once the person has promised you, you can go back to your laptop and you can write an email to that person that, as discussed, I really appreciate what you have done for me so far, and I will be expecting this much hike or this promotion after 6 months as promised by you. So make sure you safeguard yourself, because you don't know, tomorrow that manager leaves the company, who knows, after 1 month. Then what about your promotion? Maybe the HR who has promised you leave the company or is on leave for several months or maybe days, or when it's time for promotion. who will know that who has promised you and what they promised, all the background. So make sure that you have tangible proof for everything, especially promises. Do not rely on verbal promises in corporates. If it is not in email, it's not done. So live by that rule and make sure that you have tangible proof for all the verbal promises that people have given you. Now moving on to our next point, which is to communicate your expectations clearly. This is very important, guys. If you keep your expectations to yourself and you do not talk often about them to your manager or anybody to whom you are reporting or who is responsible for your promotion, then it's very unlikely that you'll get what you want. When people communicate clearly to the managers or the management, those are the cases where they do get it. The numbers, the levels might match the expectation or they can be little lower, but if you do not communicate at all, they can be significantly lower and you would be surprised altogether to see what you have got, because in your head you are a star performer, you are expecting 2 promotions in a year, 3 promotions in a year, but you never communicated that expectation to your manager or to the senior manager. Then nobody will know and nobody will work towards it, because the budget that a manager has for promotion of his or her team is pre-decided and that manager has to manage within that budget. So if you have communicated your expectations clearly that you are going to work on that project or you are going to rock that project, you'll make sure that that business come to the company, or you will make sure that that client says yes to a new project or something of that sort. You communicate it clearly to your manager that you are going to put that much effort and you would then expect a level further in your promotion. So make sure that you communicate clearly all those expectations so that your manager can prepare accordingly. And the last point on the list is related to visibility only. Now this might not be possible for everybody, but if possible, try to work in the headquarters of the company. The location where the headquarters is, that is the place where you'll get maximum visibility. If getting 2-3 promotions in a year is your goal, then you cannot get that many promotions in a year sitting in some distant remote location of that company. That cannot happen. As a HR, I can confirm you that. If you want to maximize your visibility in the company, you have to make sure that you work at a headquarters, because all the key people who are decision makers, they sit there, they work from there. So you will have a direct rapport with them. They will know you and your work directly firsthand, rather than knowing it from somebody while you are sitting in some remote location or very distant location where there are like 4-5 levels in between those key decision makers and you. Then it's very unlikely that you get so many promotions in a year. This is a very big factor. Not many people realize it, and it's very human. I mean, you might argue that somebody at a remote location works really harder than somebody who's sitting in the headquarter location. That might be true. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just trying to educate you on the facts that happen in the company, because the key decision makers sits in headquarters, and whomever they see working really well firsthand, they believe that and they promote them easily. So these are the main points that you must keep in your mind if you really want to aim for 1 or more promotion each year. And here is a quick summary of all the points that we just discussed. Take a look, take a note, or you can save it somewhere so that you do not forget, and these points are always in your mind so that you can strategize your career success well. So that was it, guys. With that, we came to the end of this video, and if you have any queries, do let me know in the comment section. I'll try to answer them to the best of my abilities. With that, I'm signing off. You keep on watching more content on the Corporate Diaries to be corporate ready, and I'll see you in my next video. Till then, stay safe and healthy. Take care. Bye.